welcome everyone to the Napa Real Estate channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Jerry Pujals, along with
Susan Pujals.
and
Ihtisham Khan.
wow, you guys are so modest. You don't even like toot your own horns. Okay, so let's go from here. I just a little description of who we are. For those of you that didn't know, I am the CEO of Homestead Real Estate in the beautiful Napa Valley. I've been a broker here for about 25 years, and I'm fortunate enough to work alongside my partner, best friend, and wife, Susan Pujals, who's been representing buyers and sellers in the Napa Valley for over 15 years. And newer to this game, not new to the business, is Ihtisham Khan, who's a real estate agent who manages our company as the director of operations. And I'm very lucky to have such an elite group of professionals together on this episode today. I like the idea of us doing more of these together because we bring different perspectives into the local market. One of the things that I was talking to Susan about, Ihtisham, was the idea of talking about the end of the year, the holidays, and going into first quarter of 2024 and what inventory might look like now compared to what we might predict it'll look like during the first few months of the year. So while we're talking, maybe you can pull some stats. I'd love to know how many homes are on the market right now for sale. How many are, and I would go Napa.
Hold on.
Are those our dogs? Your microphone did a pretty good job trying to cancel them, but it was too much for the microphone to handle. We lost one, Eddie, so we're going to continue to fumble through this today because I think somebody is at Susan's front door, which would be my front door, and I think it's Sydney delivering something to our door. So the dogs are going berserk.
Okay. So while we wait for that, I do have some statistics from Movoto.
Movoto, I like Movoto.
Okay, I'm going to share these over here with you. So you're looking at about 280 active home listings and 9 new homes in Napa as of right now.
Okay.
You can see the medium price there, average market price. Kind of. Yeah.
We might need to put some date parameters on that.
Yeah, I just wanted to share this currently up here, this one.
Okay.
The current active number of homes, 280 right now in Napa. So
Ihtisham, let's put some parameters on that. Let's throw between $700,000 and $1 million and see how many homes we have on the market in the Napa County and the entire county.
Okay. Let me do some background research while you continue.
Okay, I appreciate it. And then beyond that, I would say let's go between a little bit over $1 million and 1.5, and then 1.5 to 2 million. And just see kind of what's going on in that. Susan, tell me what you're seeing out there as far as inventory, what we're hearing from the agents in our company, and sort of boots on the ground perspective on this market ending this year.
Sure. So I see that we have a lot of things for the entire county, but I'd love to get a more a smaller view of just the city of Napa itself to see how much inventory there is, because I do know for a fact that I have several listings coming right after the holiday, probably January and February. Yeah. And talking to the agents here at Homestead, it's the same thing. Their pipeline's fairly full. And I think this is kind of typical with the holidays. A lot of people don't want to put their houses on the market right in December or at Christmas time. They want to spend more family time. They have relatives. They're getting ready for the holiday. So yeah, I think it's kind of typical about the slowing in December for sure.
Did you guys notice that my my camera is a mess?
What was happening? I
This is
thought
a
maybe I
heck of
had
an
vertigo.
episode.
This episode, this episode is,
Wow.
oh my God. So I guess that sticky computer that you're supposed to attach to the screen, that's not sticky enough. So it just started to fall off. So I literally put it on top of on top of the screen, and it's going to be, the visual of looking directly at you is not going to work as well as I thought it was going to work. So I'll just go back to trying to do my best. So Susan, while I was distracting doing that, I heard very little of what you said, but what I sort of picked up on was that I know you have a lot of inventory coming. You're hearing from some of our agents that they have inventory coming on as well. We also wanted to celebrate the reduction in interest rates announced by the Fed the other day, which is directly impacting our mortgage markets. So I'm excited about that. I think that's going to give buyers some relief. And I think at the same time,
Definitely is. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I had 2 buyers call me today, and they've been kind of silent for a bit for the last month and a half, 2 months. And yeah, 2 different buyers reached out to me to say that they wanted to look at property, one today and one this weekend. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's definitely going to wake up the market a little bit with the rates going down.
Ihtisham, feel free to jump in anytime, because I know you've had some activity as well with some of your clients and them wanting to go look at properties. We even had somebody call about one of the unfortunate fire lots that's for sale in the Berryessa area.
Yeah, I think buyers are starting to, well, I guess after that news, everyone that was on the fence is now starting to look, because they heard the news that there are going to be 3 rate cuts that the Fed suggested. So interest rates hopefully do come down with that. So yeah, now everyone that was on the fence is coming back into the market. Now they're going to start looking. One thing that I did tell that buyer was like, you guys are starting to look, but other buyers are going to start looking as well. So the market rates coming down is will bring a lot of buyers flooding back into the market. So it's going to go back to multiple offers on listings if inventory stays short. So it's going to turn back into a seller's market. Prices are going to increase, and it's always about supply and demand. So that's what I told them. And let's see if they said they're going to continue looking and try to find something. So,
all of a sudden I feel like I should take on the persona of Kramer of Mad Money. You ever watch that guy?
No.
Stock market. Yeah. And I want to say, get a hold of your agents right now and make sure they're working for you, because if they're not, there will be a lot of opportunity missed. And I believe that. You better have somebody that's cutting edge and on top of it, because I think you hit it 100%, Ihtisham. I think people are the minute the New Year's is over, the people are gonna come out swinging. And if you don't have a strong agent that understands how to negotiate and how to get your interest rate locked in a specific period of time so he doesn't damage or she doesn't damage your timelines, make sure you have somebody that has experience, traction. And if they don't have a lot of experience, make sure that you understand that they're being trained by somebody with a lot of experience, because even that's tough. Experience matters, and who you hire matters so much. So I just want to say that to people. I'm not saying that we are the end all be all, but we're pretty good based on over 350 5-star Zillow reviews. So I have to plug that, but make sure that your agent has a lot of reviews and people talk well about them, and that these are legitimate reviews from real clients that they're putting out there. And then ask around, talk around in town and all that. Don't ask other agents how good the person you're hiring is. We get along really well. We play very well together, but we all want your business. So we're always going to tell you that we're the very best of the best. But at the end of the day, make sure that we show you the stats, what we've done, days on the market, how fast we sell something, how fast we get somebody into contract, from listing price to closing price. What do those look like? Those are things that are important and should be very important to a buyer and or seller. You have any numbers, Eddie, by any chance?
Well, numbers from 700 to a million price range, you're looking at about 56 homes right now.
Is that
Okay.
the entire county?
Yeah.
That is, yeah, Napa County. Let me double check though. I did put Napa County.
Yeah, I would think that's got to be the
That
county.
sounds about right. Yeah.
Might be just Napa.
Yeah, just Napa.
Include, Berryessa, Pope Valley. Yeah. I think if you minimized it and just in the city of Napa, it's probably going to be maybe about 37.
All right.
So, well, it's saying that all of Napa, no price range, has 279 homes.
Right.
So that might be just Napa itself, not Napa County. But yeah, trial run these statistics. I have to find a better website that does better statistics. So
God, I thought Movoto was pretty good. That's shocking.
Yeah.
What do you have between 1 million and 1.5?
million and 5, you're looking
I
at
don't know, 1 million to 1.5.
1.5. You're looking at 108 34 homes.
That sounds more like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then above 1.5,
Yes.
above 1.5 is 2 homes. No, sorry, 76 homes.
That's more like it. Okay.
Little updates, little tricky updates. Yeah, but
And then the balance, I'm sure the balance are, smaller homes under $700,000.
yeah.
So
So
that's,
yeah.
yeah. And then when you start categorizing those and filtering those, it'll just start getting smaller and smaller. 700,000 to $1 million, 56 homes in the entire Napa County, which is what I believe that is. We can double check that. That's not a lot of inventory going into next year. And the one thing that we probably know is that out of that, 70 or 80% of that is more than likely overpriced inventory and inventory that's been sitting a while.
Okay, here we go. This is gonna be better numbers. So in Napa County, 700 to $1 million is 79 homes.
Oh, more.
79. So a little increase.
I stand corrected.
And then from $1 million to 1.5, you're looking at 52 homes.
A little more. Okay.
And then 1.5 with no limit. After, you're looking at, oh wow, 1.5 plus no limit, you're looking at 147 homes.
Okay. Okay, some things make sense to me, especially in that price point.
I guess you get Calistoga, you get St. Helena, you get a Yountville, you get a Angwin.
Yeah. And you get a lot of the people thinking that their house is worth $10 million when in fact it's worth $6.5 million. And there's so many of those that are sitting out there for.
You got to look at days on the market.
Yeah. Is there a filter in there for
days on the market?
Average days on the market?
Days on the market. So there's no filter. There is you can put in there a minimum and maximum number.
Okay. So let's put it, we know our total numbers, 79 plus 52 plus 147 in these 3 price points. We're at 280. It gets you right back to that 280 number, right?
Yeah. So total houses in Napa County, according to Movoto, is 446. Because we didn't account into the equation of homes under 700, right? So that's
so
the
that-
rest of the, yeah.
That gives you all the condos, all the mobile
Yeah.
homes, all the
Yeah.
everything, lots, probably
Yeah.
lots in there.
Yes,
Light
lots as well.
residential
Can
or-
we filter that with single family residents instead of anything else?
Yeah, let me see. Let's do,
Sorry, Susan, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you
Oh,
saying?
no worries. Hmm.
so you want to do homes, condos, multifamilies, and mobiles?
I just want to do single
Or,
family residents.
okay, so just
I want to remove all the other ones just for this exercise.
250
There we go. So out of the 250
total. No
total
price
homes
limits.
between, total, no
Total,
price,
total. Yeah,
Okay.
No
total.
price point.
total. Okay. So average for those 250, what are the average days on the market?
Like I said, it won't give me an average. You can filter it into saying, show me homes that have been on the market for more than 30 days, or
Okay.
show me homes that have been market for less than 30 days.
Okay, so let's see homes that have been on the market more than 30 days.
More than 30 days. So minimum you're doing 30. So 214.
You think that's a problem?
Yeah.
So you're saying out of 250, 214 have been on the market for more than 30 days.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know who I blame for that? Who do you think I blame for that?
Who always takes the blame?
Who you're going to look at for that for sure. Yeah.
I blame us. I blame the real estate community and the agents educating or the lack of education with their clients, or agents just taking overpriced inventories because they can plop a sign in front of a house and sell another house. So it's always an opportunity for us agents to take a listing at any price. That doesn't mean that those houses are not going to sell by any means. So don't get me wrong. I mean, sometimes houses sell in 31 days, sometimes they sell in 60. You know, Irvin put one on the market the other day that at $1.5 million, he didn't get anything for the first couple of weeks. On week 2.5 or 3, he got 3 offers and it went over 1.5 million. So there are outliers, and that's wonderful, and we know that there are. But we also know that the MO of some people, and the MO is just take the listing at any price, put it out there, work on price reductions. We discourage that because you lose momentum. When you lose momentum, it becomes a different battle. Some sellers are very patient, playing the patient game. They may not be as motivated to sell, and they'll hold a long time just waiting for that one perfect buyer. Where I caution people against doing something like that is that everybody sees days on the market. Days on the market are not a secret. So since days on the market are not a secret, that's the one thing that any smart buyer should ask their agent or should look up on the computer to see how long a property's been sitting on the market. And what happens when you see a property on the market more than 30 days? What do you think buyers ask?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. They ask the obvious question, what's wrong with the property, or why is it still out there? Or, there's so many like savvy buyers now because of all the technology that they know it's overpriced. They can look,
Absolutely.
there's so many tools out there.
Yeah. And I'm excited that all these tools are out there, because by the time people come to us, they know the inventory almost as good as we know the inventory. As we have buyers that know the inventory better than we know the inventory because they're so in the pocket looking.
They're hyper focused.
Right. If they're looking at $1 million to $1.3 million, and that's their pocket, they're looking between 900 and 1.5, and they know everything that's on the market because it's only 50 or 60 houses. They're going to know each and every one of them intimately.
Mhm.
Susan has clients that want to see every single one of those 50 or 60 houses, and that's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
But
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Interrupt. Going back to listings that are overpriced, and I do hear you when you say that, that's how some agents, that is their strategy. But I know for us, when someone hires us, they're looking for honesty and transparency. And they might not like sometimes what we have to say, but I think our track record really proves that we are less days on the market. A lot of times we're multiple offers. And I think it's just being honest and transparent with the client that you said this a long time ago. You can go out and you can just get listings and you can put signs on the property, and it could be hundreds of days on the market. But I think it really comes back to putting the house on the market and doing what your client wants to do. They want to sell the house. And that's what they're hiring you for. So I think having those hard conversations sometimes, it's about being honest.
And it's funny, we have, I want to give Ihtisham a chance to talk, but I find it interesting because you and I had a great conversation with a couple of guys that are a couple, and these guys were interesting because they were so stuck on a number for their home. Remember the property in Sonoma?
Mm-hmm.
And they were so stuck on the price that what they missed was that there is a way to get to that price that they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that unfortunately, by not hiring us, their agent suggested a different way, which was the starting out with the high number. And the property's been sitting on the market for 90 days now. It's what some people call a stale duck. And stale ducks get all those questions. What's wrong with it? Why hasn't it sold? And if you get an offer, more than likely is not a little bit, a lot under the asking price. And then you get the people that don't even want to offend you in writing a lowball offer, because you have a lot of people that just don't want to upset sellers and write something that's not even in the realm of what they might think is real. So it really discourages people. But I caution people into working with a person that understands how to navigate this. And this is really sort of a PBA, PSA, a public service announcement. This is more of a public service announcement than a self-serving announcement. I'm not suggesting that you have to work with us. I'm suggesting that you find somebody that aligns with that type of thinking if you want to get the job done and you want to pick up some of the better rates that we're all pretty sure are coming. Align with somebody that understands that. Whether you're buying or selling, you have to understand. And another thing I want to talk about is relationships. Relationships in these small towns matter. If you're in San Francisco, New York City, agents go 30 years without doing a transaction with each other.
Yeah.
In small towns like Napa Valley, we do transactions with each other all the time. So these relationships do matter, and how you treat other agents is important. So just try to understand how to navigate that and have those conversations with your agent. Ihtisham, you've been very quiet because I've been doing all the talking. You have anything to add to this?
Just listening. No, I mean, just working with these recent buyers and how the days on the market affects the buyer's thinking. It's a thing. They're looking at a property that's been on the market for almost 2 years now, and they went very, very low. And one of the things that you only like learning this as a newer into the realtor world is like, how do you present such a low offer at to the listing agent and not have her get offended or him get offended? It's a tricky world than having communication skills, and at least if you're you need to educate a buyer and kind of let them know, like, hey, like, ultimately it is the buyer's or the client's decision what they want to offer, but they're hiring us because they trust us, and we just have to be honest and give our honest opinions. That's just what I've kind of learned. And and then the biggest thing, I usually don't look at days on the market when I'm looking at properties, but now, this is before, now, yeah, like that's the first number. That's not even the price, it's that number, like how long has it been sitting on the market for? So that number is important.
Right.
You used the key word. Sorry, Susan, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, so you used the key word in there is trust. And this is one thing that we'll call this PSA, public service announcement again. If you don't trust your agent wholeheartedly, you already know you're not in the right hands. If you can't trust your agent to advise you through the process, then you as the consumer haven't done enough work to get into the right place. It takes a little bit of work to find the right agent that fits, but also the right agent with the right level of experience and finesse to navigate through the nuances of this somewhat complicated business. Because if this business was easy, everybody would be doing it successfully. This business, by the way, a consumer needs to know that the average real estate agent in our market is selling 3 or 4 houses a year. If an agent sells 5 or 6 houses a year, or a little more, they're considered a top producer. So somebody that does less than 1 transaction a month can already call themselves a top producer. I think that's a shame to allow us. It's like a surgeon saying that they've done 50 surgeries and they're already considered a master. It's thousands of surgeries that make a surgeon masterful. In real estate transaction, it might not be thousands of transactions, but it better be hundreds. And if you haven't done hundreds of transactions, you still better be aligning with somebody that can mentor you as a young person through the process, so you can really protect a client with what may be, and more than likely is, the largest investment in their life. So I can't say that and stress that enough.
Yeah, I agree.
But when you agreed, I was hoping that you can just pick it up and just run with it and give me a break so I don't have to keep talking.
Well, I think you really touched on a lot of the subjects. It's not just young buyers or first-time home buyers. It's buyers that have done even multiple transactions. The market shifts, changes, things are different. Yeah, it's all over the map for sure.
Yeah, and again, going back to that word trust, just make sure that you trust. Ihtisham and I are working with a client right now that, I can only say so much, but I will say he came into a lot of cash and he wants to diversify and go into real estate, and he's never bought a home before. So, there's so much that needs to go into that. Let's go through the paces. There is, how do you educate somebody who's never bought a home and lives in affordable housing, but it has come into a lot of money? I'm just not going to say the amount, but it's more than you're probably thinking. And with that being said, we have to help that person align themselves with people that they never even thought of, with trust attorneys, with how to set up a will, with CPAs, with other financial advisors that we trust, who are in our sphere, who actually have helped us over the last 25 years to make sure that we're taken care of and protected. So these are the people that we also refer out. If they need contractors, plumbers, electricians, does your agent come with all that? Because if your agent doesn't have that, then you're missing some of the value and some of the resources that a true professional can bring to the table. So I'm excited to be doing some of these newer, Ihtisham has been in the director of operations role now for years. And with that being said, now he's going into the sales space because he likes sales and he's doing well at it. But it's a joy to work with him through the process because he's hyper aware to details. Crossing I's and dotting T's are what he's all about. That's why he has the role of director of operations. He has a master's degree in business and understands Excel spreadsheets. He understands spreadsheets and stats way better than I care to learn them. But because of him, I get to see the numbers in a way that I can understand them. So try to align yourself, even if it's with a young person like Ihtisham, make sure that they're aligned with somebody that has a lot of experience. And I'll tell you, for me, 25 years, and have coached hundreds of agents across the country and have had dozens of agents work with me over the years. I've never seen anybody pick up a file in a transaction like Ihtisham has and and attention to detail and care for the customer. I've never seen anything like you. And I've had great agents who've gone on to, to earning millions and millions of dollars, but your level of care is second to none. So I'll just give you a big old plug.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Make sure you upload this on social media. No, it's easy to say. It's easy to say. Ihtisham's parents were my clients when Ihtisham was probably 8 or 9 years old. So that's how old I am, and that's how young he is. But you haven't turned 30 yet, have you?
I have.
Oh, you're old.
I don't look 30, huh?
Yeah, no, you don't. So no, I'm really excited for this chapter of your life. It's wonderful to see. Anything else that we can share for the sake of this episode, as far as end of the year, the inventory that's there? The way that I see it is, now a buyer that's well qualified, whether cash or finance, has a lot of leverage at the end of the year, because if something's been sitting there, if you have a strong negotiating agent, you can go in and you can get yourself a pretty nice offering. What happens next year is, if the rates do go down, I think more buyers are going to jump in at the same time, and it's going to create urgency and competition. So you have to consider that. So if you can lock up something now before the end of the year, I like your opinion on that, Susan, and love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. I think you have to be good at both. I think you have to be good at being a buyer's agent and negotiating and trying to get the best possible price for your client. And then I think when you're a listing agent, you have to do the same. You have to have sharp, cutting edge skills to be able to work with your seller, so that, you can get multiple offers and you can increase the price on the sale. So you have to be really good at both. And whether you're working with one or you're working with the other, you have to be good at both.
Well, this is why you work with buyers and sellers, and I only work with sellers. I don't want to say that I don't like working with buyers. There are circumstances that I do like working with buyers, like what I'm doing right now with Ihtisham on a couple of projects. I'm enjoying the process with Ihtisham, and I think it requires a certain level of patience to work with a buyer. Sellers, I've been specializing in sellers for about 15 years, and I understand how to navigate that really well and help them through the process in a way that is concierge. If they need help remodeling their house and to get it prepared for the market, as a company, we're always happy to lend people the money. We don't charge interest for doing that, and it helps them get the property onto the market best way possible. Proud to say we've been doing that for 15 years. People started doing that about 5 years ago to follow suit as to what we were doing, but we've been doing it for 15. And yeah, I'm just happier with sellers. And anytime you or Ihtisham involve me on a listing, I just have a lot of fun with that part of the process.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else? New Year's, how are we going to take off? Any predictions for New Year's with property values?
Well, I mean, if the rates do come down, then I think everything's going to start going up. Prices are going to start going up. Values are going to start going up.
Yep.
The supply will decrease because the demand's going to increase a lot. Because we know that there's buyers out there that aren't doing anything. They're just waiting for those rates to come down. And once they come into the market, it'll be an interesting market. I'll get to experience that. So, but my advice for anyone that's on the fence is, if you can afford to purchase something now at these prices, whether if the buyer wants to do like an adjustable rate for a year and then purchase it, and then if the rates do come down, you could always refinance. That way you get to lock in a lower price before the prices do end up going up if rates come down. So there's a lot of ways that a current buyer can still buy now and then refinance at a later date and save money that way as well. So
I love it. So Susan, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, where would they go?
Where would they go? Well, they can call me. They can call me. Yeah.
I think we're pretty easy to find. I'm just going to put it out there.
Find. Yes.
Homesteadrealestate.com. What else? You can put something on the notes right here. If you have any questions, I would encourage you to drop it on the notes below, and we'll be happy to get to it next time. These videos will continue to improve because we are the kind of people that believe in a business methodology called Kaizen. Kaizen means always improving. And you see this video today, next year it'll look totally different because we'd like to continue to level up and improve on all of our systems, marketing, and processes. Speaking of marketing, our marketing deck is second to none in how we present your property through photos, video, social media, and everything else that we bring to the table is a second to none, and love an opportunity to share that with anybody out there needing help in marketing or selling their house. But before that, one of our favorite things to do is to go evaluate people's properties, to give them real, true, accurate numbers as to what we know and believe their property can sell for at any given time based on the amount of business that we're able to do every year. So we're pretty calibrated. It doesn't take us very long to give you an assessment, and that doesn't cost you anything. Anything else, you guys?
No, I think that's it. I think that's a wrap.